Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. The upcoming conversations are nothing more than the ridiculous opinions of a dropout and a guy dumb enough to be friends with him. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's up, people? Welcome back to the show. I'm glad to be back with you. I'm glad you're back with me. I'm Cliff. I'm your host, and I'm joined today and always by my good friend, all-around great guy, and co-host, Mikey Wold. How are we doing today, Mikey?
Doing great, man. How about yourself?
I've really got zero complaints, man. Even if I could complain, I wouldn't want to.
No. Last week was busy as hell, but it was a good week, man.
Yep. Guys, so what we're doing here on Savagely Loud is we're taking everything that's happening in the world and we're seeing if we can't break it down, see why it's happening the way it's happening, what it's doing to us, what we can do to stop it, and in turn, maybe we can pull a lesson out of it that we can unfuck our own lives with. We get into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. So before we do that, we like to get a little laugh and get a little giggle in with a thing we like to call the daily drag. It's just something simple that happens in daily life that we can all relate to, something that might piss you off in the moment, but you later look back and get a laugh at it. So, Mikey, what you got for us for the daily drag?
So this one isn't one that's going to piss you off, or it doesn't piss me off, but it's one of those moments where, especially as you get older, where you realize how fucking old you are. It's one of those, like, you realize a song on the radio and it's like, oh, this is 35 years old. You're like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You hear oldies and, you hear songs from us in high school and it's like, oh, this is on the oldie station now. Like, this was our oldies. Fuck, man. Like,
yeah.
For real.
It gets pretty gnarly when you start getting into music because, well, the thing is like, and it goes for everybody. Like when you grow up, I think everybody kind of locks into a timeline. And there's multiple reasons that we do that, but we all kind of have a tendency to lock into a timeline, and especially musically. I'm locked very, very solidly into the 90s with both feet and both hands on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I love the 90s.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I mean,
dude,
not
that
to
was
say...
like the best that was the best decade, dude.
Well,
I don't give a fuck. That was the best decade.
You know what? But here's the thing is, it's like, you know what? And it's not to say I don't like anything now. I love new music, some new music too. But the thing about the 90s is we just had this ability to take all this sad shit and make it sound kind of happy enough to deal with in the moment. Now we have to be honest though, when we look back at that whole decade, that whole time span, and we listen to the music, yeah, you can kind of track how people just, they got more pussified, we got really in tune with our feelings, and then we made a real big hit out of it. And now where it's just like everybody got tired of the feelings, nobody wants any feelings, and now we're just gonna act fucking wild as shit.
Right. Do you ever go back and listen to songs too, and you're like, wow, that song was fucked up for me to listen to? I learned like Waterfalls by TLC. I thought it was, just about loser guys. It was about fucking HIV. I'm like, what the fuck?
Making phony calls. Mm-hmm. I like the Weird Al version better.
But it's just one of those realizations. Like, wow, I was listening to that shit.
Remember, I was hate monger back in those days. That's about HIV?
Yep.
Oh.
I learned that this weekend.
So I was have to look into that.
Right? I was mind blown when I saw that. I was like, all right, what? What? Huh?
A lot, that's crazy because a lot of the music you find out like that ain't nothing having to do with what you thought it was. Like
exactly.
Little Red Corvette was pussy. Like that was all about pussy. It was had nothing to do with any single fucking sort of car.
Nope.
All.
Raspberry Beret, like, dude, that shit was all about sex,
or like
man.
You go back even further, like go back to like I'm a friendly stranger in the black sedan. Won't you step inside my car? That's about fucking picking up kids at a goddamn playground. I got cookies, I got candy, I got everything. I can take you to the nearest star. That's about fucking picking up kids or fucking Great Balls of Fire, all about his 13-year-old cousin wife. Like, dude.
It's nuts going back, like hearing these songs. You know, even my wife, you know, at times we're like, you know, it's like, wow, I was listening and I love that song when I was 12. I can't believe I was listening to that song at 12 and singing along to it. Like, it's all about getting fucked. And you're just like, yeah.
Or like, what's that one, that Russian song that wasn't out too long ago, where it was like you saw all the dads and daughters, like young daughters, making like duet, like dancing videos, and it's all about like just fucking assholes and shit. Like, oh, you guys really need to research the lyrics of these songs before you make dance videos with your daughters.
It's nuts, dude. It's like, wow.
Or when you, or like when you get you hear a song come on and you get all reminiscent, and then you're like, wow, I kind of feel a little bit embarrassed that I like this. I feel a little bit embarrassed by listening to this shit. You know what I mean? Like my big embarrassing one. And now I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to go, "Yep." Even if you don't say it out loud, you said it inside. My big embarrassing one is pretty much anything that I like by Limp Bizkit. Like, I watch videos of them performing back in the day, and I'm like, dude, we like this. This, not only did we like this, we were ready to burn down society for this guy. Like, everybody was in the red hat. Like, what the fuck?
Right, dude, that's one of those, like, I don't even give a shit. That's not even a guilty pleasure song. That's just one of those, like, dude, who didn't? I still turn it down at stoplights, though. I'll be honest with you. Oh yeah.
Rolling, not too loud at the stoplight.
I don't want this guy to hear me listening to this song,
but
he'll rock out to it next to me. But yeah,
but there is a lot of music out there that I'll like totally fucking jam out to, and I'll kind of adopt that the topic of the day of zero fucks given. If you like it, if you hear it, I don't give a shit. If you like it, I don't give a shit. If you don't, I don't give a shit. But that's what I think we're going to talk about today, right? Zero fucks given, because this shit has gotten out of hand and it needs to be addressed.
Right.
So, guys, I don't need to explain what zero fucks given is because everybody's already heard it. Everybody hears it every single day of our lives. We say it every single day of our lives. And the problem is it has infected every aspect of every part of modern day society, of our lives within that society, of our social interactions, the way we conduct and carry ourselves on a daily basis. It has just, this zero fucks given mindset has just infected humanity in the piss poorest ways. So I think we need to break this shit down.
Yeah, and like you said, like it's the original meaning of that has lost all the original meaning of it. Now it's an excuse to just look like shit and act like shit and be like, "No, I don't give a fuck what they think. Fuck you."
Oh yeah. Well, and I think
it's like, no.
And that's exactly it. And I think the problem is that it was kind of always there, but it got a name finally. So where this whole thing comes is 2009, from my research. In 2009, there was a Twitter. I don't use a fucking platform. I think it's a toxic hellhole. But there was a tweet that said basically, here I am like pissing all over in Publix in Sausalito with no fucks given. And in that moment, and don't quote me on that. That's not the exact. It's that, but it's in that moment, it got a name. In that moment, it became a cause. In that moment, it became a movement. And whoever fucking typed that out, whoever tweeted that out, had no fucking idea what it was going to do. But because it got a name, it became a movement, and then everybody lost all their give a fuck. And we're supposed to have a good amount of give a fuck, not a fair amount of give a fuck, not a medium or a mediocre amount of give a fuck. We're supposed to have a good amount of give a fuck. We're also not supposed to go above good into like all we do is give a fuck. We don't want to go there either. But we're supposed to have a good amount of give a fuck. And this whole idea of zero fucks given has just taken all the fucks out of everything that needed to have the fucks put back into it to begin with. Because in my mind, this zero fucks given thing happened at a time where society was already starting to look like shit. Everybody was wearing fucking sweatsuits. I mean, this was 2009, right? So everybody was already looking like shit. They're wearing fucking sweatsuits and track pants everywhere. They're wearing fucking rubber shoes or Crocs or whatever the fuck they are. They're coming out in basketball jerseys in the middle of winter and bitching because it's cold. Like, society had already degraded to the point where we couldn't have it degrade anymore. And then all of a sudden, out of fucking left field, out of Twitter of all fucking places, surprise, surprise, comes zero fucks given. Yeah. And then everybody that didn't ever want to give a fuck was like, wait a minute. This could be my chance. This could be my chance to be a fucking loser and have it be right in my own mind. Because I can do the mental gymnastics that it takes to wrap my head around this and make this justifiable, to look like shit, smell like shit, act like shit, be a shitty person to everybody around me. I can do this.
Yep. I agree. I mean, in my mind, zero fucks given should be about your goals. Like, I'm going to do this goal and I don't give a fuck. Like, this is going to happen. I'm going to start this business and I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. I'm doing this because I want to. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think, what mama thinks. Like, this is my goal. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I mean, I'm guilty. I go to the store in sweatpants and shit, but whatever.
You're the kind of people I fucking hate. Let me just not mark this down. You're the kind of fucking people I hate. I fucking hate seeing people in public in their jammies. I fucking hate it. If I go to a restaurant and I go to sit down, there's a table full of people in their jammies, I go, you're gonna have to give me another table. I don't.
No, that's different. This is just going to the store to get some milk or something. And I'm working from home.
The gas station is the only acceptable place in jammies. I'll give people the gas station or a White Hen or 7-Eleven kind of thing. I'll give them that. But
I live down the street from Target, man. What can I say?
Oh,
but
God.
I mean,
Target
again,
in jammies, and you're in and let's be honest, you're not in the poorest neighborhood.
No.
You're walking into Target in jammies.
It's sweatpants. I mean, I get it.
That might even be worse.
If I go out to eat, jeans. If I'm doing something like official, jeans.
But sweatpants might even be worse than jammies. I'm thinking about this. Sweatpants. Okay, so you know what? Jammies, at least you could do those mental gymnastics it takes you to wrap your hand around being a shitty person and make it good. But you could at least do the mental gymnastics it would take to be like, well, I'm whimsical. I'm fun. I just like to be colorful and public. But when you're in sweatpants, like, dude, especially those box cut sweatpants from like fucking Hanes or Gildan, and they got the cuffs around the bottom. Like, dude, you can't make somebody look poorer than you do in sweatpants. Maybe throw dirt at it or smear some shit on it. That's the only way you can make sweatpants look worse.
Oh no, I mean, I get it. I work from home though, so it's just like I'm not going to put on jeans to sit at my desk. I'm just not going to do that.
My wife does. My wife works from home too. I get it. I see her in her business meetings with her hair's all done up, her makeup's done. She looks perfect, and then she gets up and it's fucking snowman jammies on the bottom.
Guilty.
I think you all motherfuckers do it. I have to wear pants. I don't know. I just have to wear real pants, or I feel like I can't conduct business.
I get it. It's just one of those. It'd be different. I was going to the office. I got to go to the office this week, and I'm gonna dress up for it.
You have to wear a suit for your shit when you go to the office.
No, just jeans. I just got to dress, decent.
Well, you are big into the tech industry, so like, are you sure that your normal color hair is going to be okay for that, or do you think you should probably throw some temporary blue in there just so you fit in?
Oh no. They're woke, but they're not that woke.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. And if they get that woke, they'll get shut down. So
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool about this. Yeah,
But
nobody cares.
yeah, but back to this zero fucks given. I totally agree with you. Zero fucks given. When before it had a name, it had an idea.
Yeah.
It was a notion. Like you shouldn't give a shit what people think. That was all that had always pertained to big goals. Because when you have big goals, like you do, and I do, and my wife does, and your wife does, and everybody we hang out with does, when you have big goals, they sound absolutely fucking crazy to normal people. And it's almost embarrassing to tell them out loud because you're just waiting for somebody to be like, what? You want to what?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Well, and you're gonna get the doubters, and you're gonna get people that that are you're close with, but are just like, I don't want to see you succeed because then I look more like crap.
Well, yeah,
And,
because
like,
if you succeed, you keep reminding me that I'm not.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get people in your life around you, and it's like, hey, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go buy this fancy car, and I'm going to make enough money to where I can. I'm going to save up, and I'm going to earn myself that fancy car.
Mhm.
And you're gonna get people that's like, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. You should do X, Y, Z. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't need your opinion.
Right, yeah.
I wasn't telling you because I wanted to see what you thought about it.
But now I will throw a caveat at that because only because there are people that do this. You shouldn't if you have that goal to earn your way to a fucking monstrously awesome fucking ride. You want to go get that Rolls, that Wraith, or whatever you like. You shouldn't give a fuck about getting it. And you shouldn't give a fuck to people about people hating that you have it. But you should also make sure your family's fed, your bills
Yes.
are paid, your rent
yes.
is up to date, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that they get just barely enough money to get the cheapest fucking exotic fucking used car that they can get. And then they go get that. And then now they're back fucking, well, I'll just work harder. I'll just struggle harder. I'll just fucking grind it harder. I'll just hustle harder and I'll make up and then they don't never make it up while they're, so they've got this fucking, what
You're just swimming underwater.
Yeah. Like what normal people is a fucking badass car. To anybody that can afford that car, it's a piece of shit. But to normal people, it's a badass car. So you're already improving, or you're already impressing the lower things of why.
Right.
But your family's failing. Your whole life is crumbling down around it. But hey, at least you got that fucking car that doesn't get you in any neat circles of friends. Because even if it did get you in a circle of rich people, once you're there, they're going to understand you're a fraud. They pick you motherfuckers out right away.
Oh yeah, no, I mean these goals should be real goals, not just like It's going to be I'm going to have enough to where I can comfortably do this and not be like, sorry kids, you ain't eating this month because I did this. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, starting a business, like everyone has struggles with that, but again, it's going to be, I'm going to, and I'm going to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm just going to fucking do it and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm going
through against the wall and see what sticks. Like
I'm going through that right now myself because you know what? I started a t-shirt company in 2017 with a couple of friends of mine that none of that shit worked out at all. Don't ever get business partners. Unless you can absolutely fucking trust them, because it just doesn't work out good. And then I closed that one, and then I started another fucking clothing company, and and it's like now I'm at a point after doing that for several years. I'm like, dude, the money's good, but this job sucks. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, printing fucking t-shirts fucking sucks. It's a pain in the ass. And you know what? And here's the shittiest thing about it. When I get commercial print clients, like I have my own brand wear, Shift Head Apparel, but it's anti-electric cars. But when I get commercial print work in, like when I get these commercial orders, I'll design this shit for companies, and then I'll print their shit. When they come to me and they say, well, I need 800 t-shirts, there's never a fucking problem with my design. There's never a problem with my timeline. There's never a problem with my cost. There's never a problem with the screen prices, anything. When it comes to normal average motherfuckers that come to me, typically there's an issue. I do free design a lot of the times, and it still costs too much for some reason. I'll cut a screen price down, and it'll be still too. So I've gotten to the point over the years where, like, this is my price. If you don't like it, then go find somebody that has shittier quality. How about that? because I can't give you this kind of quality for Walmart kind of prices, and I'm not going to. So go fuck yourself. But now I'm at a point now where I don't like it. So I'm working on probably going to close that. I'm going to stay printing for a couple of select customers, most likely. If I had $1 for every time since this podcast started that somebody told me that we need shirts for the Savagely Loud podcast, I would have a lot of fucking dollars right now. So that also maybe in the future, just because I'm closing one company doesn't mean I can't use all of the assets from it.
You still know how to do it. Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's the idea of where that mindset originated. Like, I'm not going to let anything stop me, essentially. Like, right. It's not zero fucks given. You still give a shit. You still give a fuck. But it's I'm not going to let something stop me.
Right. And when you got like when you in your life, when you've gone through your shit and you've like kind of come dipped in and out of life and whatever, you get those people that they're just watching, they're just watching for you to fail so they can make fun of you. But then you piss them off when you get the fuck back up and you do another thing. And then they watch for you to fail, and maybe that fails, because anybody that says that their first business venture was their most successful one is lying. Just fucking lying. Unless you came from that anomaly household, dad was a Donald Trumpian kind of, business different person. It's maybe a little different because you have a lot of ins and you have a lot of knowledge. But normal people,
network is already built.
Yeah, but for normal people, if you start a business, that motherfucker's probably going to fail. That first one's probably going to fail, because what's going to happen what happens most of the time, if you just don't find out you hate doing it or whatever, you find out better ways of doing things within that industry that you can actually narrow your scope. And this is something that I've found through myself, my friends, and talking with so many other people, is that when we all started our businesses, we thought we had a niche market. We thought we did that. We niche down, and we just, but once you start working, you're like, holy shit, dude. I started my first clothing brand with 26 different designs, each one on 4 different color shirts. I was like, dude, we got it all. And let me tell you what, you can't make that happen.
Too much.
You can't make that happen.
It's too much.
Can't. So you learn a lot of the shit through the industry, through the process. So just know that if you're starting a business, people are going to fucking hate you. If you end that business, people are going to laugh. When you start another one, they're going to hate it and laugh. And then when that one succeeds, they're going to fucking tell everybody about how they met you.
Yep. And that's life in general, man. Even if you're not starting a business or whatever, you get your downs. Everyone gets their downs. It's the one that gets right back up and powers through it and works through it. Dude, again, that's that bulldozer. Like, I'm doing this and nothing's gonna stop me.
Yep. Yeah. And that's where the mentality should stop. That's where the zero fucks given mentality should stop. Is I am going to conduct myself and my life in a way that gets me down the path that I need to go so that I can get to this gigantic fucking goal of mine. I don't give a shit if you like it or if you don't. I don't give a shit if you support me or you don't. That's where I'm going. Zero fucks given. Stop it right there. But what people have done is they've taken that and
they bastardize it.
Well, yeah, they bastardize it to the point where it no longer even has anything to do with goals. When you talk to the people that scream the loudest about zero fucks given, I don't care what you think of me, only God can judge me, blah, 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 blah. They don't even have any goals. None. No goals. What are you doing in life? Well, I work at Dunkin' right now, but it's not going to last. Well, I know, because, you can't be an adult on a Dunkin' fucking cashier register or a fucking paycheck. What are you going to do after that? Well, I got time. Keep thinking that, motherfucker. Keep thinking that.
It goes quick, man. Just like the Daily Drag. It goes quick. It's like, wait a minute. That song was popular like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was 30 years ago? No, God. No. Wait a minute. My kid just turned 18? When the fuck did that happen? Like,
dude, we got fucking kids in college. How the fuck did I make it this long?
Exactly. You hear these things and it's just like, wait a minute. That happened like a month ago. Oh, no, that was like 4 years ago. Like, what? Wait, what? Huh? But it goes quick, man. Life flips as you get older, the faster it gets, man.
Well, and the thing to remember, and because that's a very, very good point. It's like that compounding gains. Like shit seems to go faster and faster as I get older and older. When I was in my 20s, I'll go back further. When I was when I was a kid, I remember just time never going. Like it just didn't roll. Dude, that wait until Christmas every single fucking year was a decade long. And then you get to teens and then like times goes a little bit faster, but you're still waiting to drive. So it's still crawling. Then you get to driving and then you're like, well, fuck, now I got to go to work every day. And then you wake up and you're fucking 42 years old and you're like, what the fuck happened? You know, like, I don't know. But that right there should tell you that you should probably give more fucks because everything happens so fast. So if you already know, especially for the young people, if you already know that life is going to head by really, really fucking quickly, do you really want to get in the habit of not giving a fuck about what anybody thinks of you now? Because 20 years will fucking go by in the blink of an eye. And at the end of that 20 years, there's no opportunity. Because when you spend your life not giving a fuck about what people think of you, you do things like be an asshole. You speak without class in certain situations. You dress like shit. You smell like shit. You don't fucking do your hair. You don't shave your face. You don't groom yourself in any fucking way or way, shape, or form. You start eating like shit. So now you're looking even worse than you did. You're not working out because why would you do that? You have nobody to impress, right? So now you're not working out. So you're getting fatter, and the fatter you get, the worse your clothes fit. The worse your clothes fit, then you got to start getting into them sweatpants that we talked about earlier. And next thing you know, you're fucking 450 pounds walking around in leggings or sweatpants, which they shouldn't even make leggings in that size, let's be honest. But you're walking around in this shit in public and you find yourself like wanting a job. Like dude, I wish I had a photo, I almost said a photo box taker. A camera with me.
I'm gonna sidetrack here for a second. Do you ever see like a picture and then like it's an actual picture and you're just like trying to like zoom in on it? You like pick it up and you're like zoom.
No.
Well, screw you then. I have.
No, I haven't done that. I have seen other people do that and I have thought about it, but I've never done the actual physical motion to.
Oh no, I've gone to be like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Like I'm holding the picture. Yeah. We're so trained to just do it. Like I want to see what my style is like, and it's just like, wait, I can't do that.
Yet another thing that shows you how fast time moves. Because us old dogs are now programmed to try to enlarge things on a screen with our fingers. That didn't happen. Yes. Even when we were driving in our 20s and we had phones, you didn't do any of that. There was none of that shit. So, but no. Yeah, but I wish I had a fucking camera to take a picture of some of the women that I've seen applying for jobs at Pink and Victoria's Secret.
I believe it.
I'm going to fucking say it out loud. I really, really wish that I had a camera every time to take a picture of some of these women applying at stores like Victoria's Secret and Pink. Dude, you don't.
There's another thing, like, okay, in my opinion, it's sometimes it's fine to not give a fuck about anything, but again, it depends on your audience. Like,
it depends. You have me intrigued. Do tell.
It depends on your audience. Like, if I'm talking to my best friend, like, I don't really give a shit what they think. Like, I can act how I act and whatever. I'm not saying I'm going to go treat him like an asshole, but that's just not me. But when I'm talking to my boss, it's completely different. I give a shit what he says and what he thinks of me. So I think that no give a fuck mentality, it is relevant in a way, because like you said, there is a limit to where you should give a shit. Like, there is a limit to where you should give a shit of other people's opinions, but it's also your audience. Like,
Yeah, but if you're
your
around
audience.
if you're around your best friend, you're not in that mental headspace. You're not in that headspace. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
don't think.
yeah.
Like, I don't think you're in the headspace to be like, like, oh God, I hope he's not judging me. Like, just I need to impress this man. Like, no, no. Typically, your best friends were there when you were the least impressive.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, and they've already seen you at.
I do understand what you're saying. Like, I gave a super huge fuck when I couldn't put a shirt on when we lived together. And maybe I shouldn't have, but I gave a super huge fuck.
I didn't give a shit, dude. You should have known. But, and again, like, I mean, I appreciate you did afterwards, but, it's in my mind, a lot of it is relevant to your audience and where you're at. Again, I go to dinner with you. Yeah, all right. We go golfing. I might wear my sweatpants, and it's cold as shit. So I usually have 2 pairs of sweatpants. Yeah. And yeah, all right. Yeah, maybe later that day, I might still have a pair on because it's Sunday and I'm lazy, and we go out to eat. But again, we go Burger King or something. Whatever. But yeah, if it was like, yeah, we're gonna go to a restaurant, sit down place. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna put on jeans at least. Like.
I'm going to speak for everybody that's listening right now. I'm just going to help you out with something. You're a lazy fuck. We're all thinking it. Take off the fucking sweatpants and put some real pants on. Be a man.
Hey, man. Yeah, you wear them
okay,
for a year during COVID.
But frolfing, though, like disc golfing and out on, like golfing and playing basketball. That's it. That's, like sports and shit. But I'm talking like just your everyday go grocery shopping, go to a restaurant. You're gonna see motherfuckers in sweatpants and jammies and fucking hair not
the restaurant thing. I don't get.
But here's the other thing though is let's look broader, okay? Because a lot of people miss the point that I try to make when I talk about this, because there's a broader point here, and it gets broad, like globally broad. So just here at home for the people here. When you live your life in an I don't give a fuck or a zero fucks given mentality, opportunity drops off daily because your mentality weakens daily.
Yes.
You're going to have to be stronger mentally every single day to make it in the society that we're moving into every single day. So when you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck about anything. That means you don't give a fuck about yourself most of all. So other people know that. We can smell it on you that you don't give a fuck about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That makes you unhireable. If you're unhireable, nobody's would you hire somebody to do something for you if you knew they didn't give a fuck even about themselves? And now you want to put them in a position where they have to put somebody else first? It's not going to fucking happen. So opportunity stops knocking after a while, and then you end up that 50 fucking 2-year-old just leather-skinned woman working at the fucking gas station because you never did anything because you were too busy not giving a fuck. Now, if we go global with this shit, look at entire societies. If you look out over basically let's be generous and say only 90% of the Middle Eastern societies. You'll see a lot of I don't give a fuck. You'll see a lot of terrorism. You'll see a lot of people being attacked, beaten, raped. You'll see a lot of little number 9 boys getting raped all the time in the palaces. You'll see a lot of fucking shit happening in all of these fucking cultures. And what happens if these people don't give a fuck about themselves, they are sure not going to give a fuck about you. So what do? They attack you and steal all your shit. Well, how many people does that have to happen to before every single person in the world is now either victim or predator? If you have an entire society, an entire global culture of predators, you've got a problem. We need to have our predator demographic, but we need to have our normal people that don't want to hurt anybody, don't want ill for anybody, don't harbor ill will for anybody. We need to have that too. We need to have more of that than we have predators. And when it comes to the predators, we've got to have both kinds of predators. We've got to have the predators that are out there to do bad, and we got to have the predators that are out there to stop the people that are doing bad. because they are very close, similar minded. Like I have that kind of like, I can, if you were to tell me somebody did something very, very heinous to a child, I can turn that part of me off that feels anything for the human, for you being a human. And I can conduct myself accordingly, and I can make things happen. I can turn that off. A lot of people don't have that, but we need people that do. So we can't just completely pussify society either.
Yeah. We need the protectors. We need the vigilantes. Like, I mean, I don't want to say vigilantes awesome, but I mean, you know, that's the thing. I mean, there's a reason why there's a lot of comics and all that shit about it. Shows like, you know,
the thing about
vigilantes, a bad guy with a gun, a good guy with a gun. Like,
the thing about vigilantes is they do what the cops don't. They fix the fucking problem. I mean, let's be honest with you. The law doesn't fix problems. The law the law postpones the result. So if somebody's stalking you, you call the law and you get a piece of paper. Well, how is this person supposed to know you got this piece of paper unless they get close enough to see it, or you hand it to them, or you mail it to them? You have to have some sort of contact with them, or because I've been there, and you tell them, well, are you going to no, that's not up to us. The police station says that's not up to us to contact them. I'm getting a restraining order against this person, and you're telling me to contact them. You see how this seems kind of hypocritical and sends a little mixed message here, right? You know, like, but you know, it's not their fucking job. So I just,
I mean, this is going on tangents, but I mean, there's no, you know, laws, in my opinion, have gotten too protective of the people enforcing that law. I mean, you know, in a sense, like.
So you're saying lawmakers are protecting lawmakers?
No,
shocking premise.
No, lawmakers, fuck them. They're in it for themselves. There's caveats. I mean, that's a whole. Dude, I remember. Don't even get me started on lawmakers.
Yeah, we got shows coming up about that. So,
but like, you know, it's gotten worse and worse over the years. But I mean, in like law enforcement, their hands are so tied now. I mean, in Chicago, they can't chase anybody. Yeah. It's like he ran away. Well, go get him. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't because I'll get sued, and the department will get sued. The city will get sued, and it's fucked up. You know, it starts with, you know, what was that? It's a famous old story from back. Like, somebody robbed a guy's house and he got shot, and the family sued the guy that shot him. Like,
that happens a lot.
And they won. And it's like, what do you mean? He broke into my house and he was doing harm. He was going to do harm to me. Like, hell yeah, it was him or me.
This dude gave zero fucks about coming into my house and stealing not only my property, but my vision of safety, my peace of mind of knowing that my family is protected. He stole, for all intents and purposes, he stole every bit of safety from me and my family. And he didn't give a fuck about doing it. So now I'm supposed to give a fuck about shooting him and ending his life? Abso-fucking-lutely not. That's where vigilantes come in. Vigilantes, so as long as they're actually concentrating on the problems and they're not getting wild about shit, let's go. Fucking bring it on. The laws have failed the people of this country for so long. Dude, you know what? When I see fucking, there was that fucking video a little while back where everybody came into they went into this store with fucking shotguns and shit, right? And this old store clerk was like, "Not today, motherfucker," and just started pumping fucking rounds out from behind the counter, and he got the one dude in the arm. And it's funny, he didn't give any fucks about going in there to fuck this guy's life up and potentially kill him until he got shot. And then he started screaming like a bitch, ran out of the store. "He shot my arm off, he shot my arm off, bro, he shot my arm off." That's how fast I think everybody that lives by this zero fucks given mentality should understand things change. You're going to, in this society as we live in, our society is less and less and less friendly every single fucking day. And rightfully so. I'm not advocating a fucking an angry, resentful, hate-filled society, but it is that, and it's rightfully so, because we've been fucking inundated with bullshit and fucking programmed. It's for so long. We're all just sick and fucking tired of it. So when you're one of these zero fucks given motherfuckers, you know, that you think you could just like walk around and do anything and say anything you want, you're going to get taken the fuck out. And then all of a sudden, in that moment, you're going to be wondering why you're dying. And it's all because you chose to not give any fucks. You chose to not operate like a normal human being as a valued member of a fucking regular society.
Yep. There is a line. And like you said in the beginning, man, there is a line where you need to give a fuck. Like there is a threshold where you need to give a fuck. And you know, it doesn't have to be I don't give a fuck and I'm gonna rob everybody. But like you were saying earlier, like I don't give a fuck. Well, you just presented yourself to the entire world that you don't give a shit about yourself.
You're worthless fuck.
And you feel that way about yourself at the same time. You know, anybody that has that zero fucks given to them and to the extreme that it's gotten at points, like they don't give a shit about themselves either. Like, yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, they don't.
And they always fall back on that same bullshit. And it's all, you know, and again, let's reiterate the fact that 99 out of 100 times these zero fucks given mentality people are the ones wearing fucking sweatpants, smelling like shit, looking like shit, unkempt from fucking head to toe, out in public. They don't give a fuck. They're not going anywhere anyway. And they always fall back on that, well, I don't have to fucking impress you. Well, you're going to have to impress somebody. It's like this freedom thing, this free speech thing. Like, guys, I'm all for free speech. I think you should be able to fucking drop hard R's walking down the fucking center of Harlem if you want to. You should also not expect not to have any consequences.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where we like everybody wants this free speech to be consequence free. Like, no, I should be able to say whatever the fuck I want without persecution. No, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to. And whatever the society you're in decides it will accept is what level they will accept. And if they don't accept the level beyond that, then you have some fucking work to do. And now instead of pissing and moaning about it, have that conversation. Be like, hey, let's talk about why I can't say this. Let's talk about why we're supposed to not do this or say that or talk about this. You know, you have the conversation, but you're also always going to be limited by the society you're in. So no matter how free you think you are, you're limited, if nothing else, by the society you're in. No matter how free you think your speech is, you're limited by how many people around you will punch you in the fucking mouth for saying something dumb.
Yeah. I mean,
it seems simple.
Yeah, there's nothing saying I can't say it, but if I say it and someone hits me in the mouth, that's it.
Let's pipe dream a little bit. Let's go to fucking imagination land here. Let's just say maybe the whole world is that, and everybody can fucking say and do whatever the fuck they want. Nobody has to care about anything. Nothing is no rules, right? That's anarchy. That's total chaos. And if you ask me, total chaos is actually what total freedom is. And most people that want that total chaos, that zero fucks given all the way across the board, across society, could not handle that society for a fucking moment.
Nope.
These people, if you tried to put these people in the middle of some chaos, they would fucking flail and flounder until they fucking died in the moment.
I mean, escape from LA, escape from New York, like, dude. I mean, it's fucking underground. It's fucking chaos there. Like, there's no laws. Hey.
Yeah. So now you're in a situation where you've got these people that don't want anybody to judge them. They don't want anybody to look down on them. That's really what it is. They don't mind if you're judging them as long as you're judging them up. If you're judging them down where they belong, they don't want to hear that shit. So you got these people that don't want to be judged down. They want to be picked up on a pedestal, but if you're not going to do that, then it's zero fucks given. They want the whole world to zero fucks given. They want the whole everything around them to not give a fuck about anything. And if you gave them what they wanted, they couldn't fucking handle it. They'd be the first people to die. Like, you're 9 in chaos, and like let's just say the fucking bomb dropped. Chaos. You're 9 meals away from your neighbor fucking hunting you down to kill you for your food to feed their kids with.
If even that.
And these people are completely unprepared for the daily life, the easy part of life, the easy part where it's get up in the morning, make your breakfast, and go to work. Mm-hmm. They can't even handle that.
I think it again, you got to give a shit about yourself. And you giving a shit about yourself will lead to giving a shit about other things. There does need to be a line where it's just like, okay, I don't need to care about that. I don't need to care about that. I don't need to care about some stranger's opinion.
Right.
I'm still gonna present myself, whatever. But I don't know him from Adam and Eve. Okay, he can think of whatever of me.
Yeah.
But again, there's a limit. There's a limit of how much you should, and there's a limit of how much you shouldn't.
Well, you should have some sort of self-worth. I mean, it's
yes.
Even like we've told our guests that we've spoken to now. It's like, in the pre-show, in the pre-record, in the pre-show, it's like, dude, you're going to be on camera, so look how you want people to perceive you. And I've had a couple of conversations with people that with future guests. They're like, I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, okay, let me put this a different way. Do me a favor and don't look like shit so that when you come on my show, you look respectable and people actually want to listen to what you have to say, because I think you're a brilliant person, but nobody is going to be able to get through to that as long as you look like you do. So please just put on some fucking clothes. And then inevitably it's like, oh, I guess I see what you're saying. It's no problem.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So how about maybe from now on, guys, let's bring this back to a close. For everybody that has this zero fucks given mentality, make sure you're putting it to where it needs to be. Make sure you're applying that to your bigger goals. And when people fucking shit talk your goals or try to hold you back or pull you down, you zero fucks given, man. You're going to charge forward. But don't apply it across the board. Have some fucking self-worth, have some self-class, have some, get dressed when you leave the house. Don't be like Mikey. Wear fucking jeans or other kind of real pants outside of the sweatpants that he keeps fucking appearing in public with outside of sporting events. He's going to hate me. Man. He's going to fucking hate me, guys. He's going to be quit. I just wanted to announce that Mikey just said over text message he's going to be quitting the show now.
Next week, Mikey dropped out. No, I this would be one, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I should adjust that some. Yeah. I'm not going to adjust it whole.
I guess that does bring up a point. I guess we could address thinking about it. Your level of give a fuck and in relation to other people's opinion on where it should be. Yes. So maybe we could set a baseline for human give a fuck, right? Like maybe if, I love the fucking way like men look when they're wearing suits. I don't wear fucking suits, but like when men go out and they're wearing these 3-piece suits and like Dominic, when he films, like when he records a show, looks fucking fantastic. I love that look. That is a great look, but I don't think that should be the standard for everybody. But there are people out there that do believe that. So maybe we set the standard for being a people in public at where normal clothes that are clean,
yes,
they fit. If you're over X amount of pounds, leggings are a no more thing, right? Can we get there, please, society? Can we please get there? Yeah, jeans is good. Look normal.
Yeah.
When in doubt, women, here you go. Women in doubt, when you're in doubt, women, just go with tight blue jeans, tall boots, long sleeve shirt, and a vest. That's it's the most iconic woman look. It's a never fail. It's a never miss. It looks great. Just go with that.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you give a fuck some, that's going to be about you. That's going to increase your self-value to yourself. That's going to increase your own self-worth and how you perceive yourself. And that's going to lead to giving a fuck about other things that are important. Like, you got to get out of that, like, I don't give a fuck anything mentality, because that's not productive. That's not productive to you. Yes, it is. I mean, that just digs you into a hole that you're putting yourself in consciously or subconsciously that you're not going to come out of until it's like, okay, yeah, I need to start caring. Yeah. If nothing else, I gotta start caring about what I do.
Yeah, you're just gonna lose sight of all of the fucking greatness that is around you. And like we talk, you know, about a lot of shitty stuff, but there is a lot of greatness in the world. And when you just get into that cycle of feeding yourself negativity about yourself, you just lose the fucking hope. And when you lose the hope, every day seems darker. Every day seems bleaker. Every day seems more grim than the last. And tomorrow always seems like it's more of the worse, you know? So don't allow yourself to get into that cyclical mindset of feeding yourself negativity. And you know what? If it helps, we can start that process right now by giving you a little segment that we like to call Hopelessly Human. And this just brings that hope back. It shows you that there's still people out there that give a fuck enough to actually be human to other people. And it starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
All right, Mikey, what you got for us for Hopeless Human?
Dude, how can you end the show and not love that song, dude? It's the best song to end the show in.
It's so fun.
I mean, one day that's gonna be my Hopelessly Human segment. It's just, dude, this song. It's gonna be play it one more time.
I typed that into a music bot thing, and like I typed the lyrics, and like that one, it's like some aren't only stupid, and I have to remind. That's one of the rules I live by. You know that I have to remind myself every single day, like some people aren't only stupid. So, what you got for us, Mikey? Let's get to it.
All right. So this one is an older one. It's from December. And it is about all right, the title is My Heart Stopped at McDonald's. And now I'm a lifelong friend with the guy who saved me. Like, yeah. It's an old guy. I see the picture.
Your heart stopped at McDonald's. That's shocking.
He's,
so sorry.
He's old. Yeah. Oh no. I mean,
this is a beautiful story, I'm sure, but just my heart stopped at McDonald's. Did anybody else go, well, you shouldn't have been at fucking McDonald's?
You're like, you're really like McDonald's of all places? Shocking.
Oh, God. Sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Anyways, the guy got a second chance of life and he's loving it. His heart stopped while at McDonald's. And someone there was a good Samaritan and gave him CPR. And since then, the guy was 70. I mean, so he was old.
Yeah.
And since then, they've been friends for life now, like best of friends. They could go out all the time. And he wasn't working there. He was just there too, and stopped and gave him CPR and saved his life. It's a really cool little story.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Just being in a situation where you just need the grace of your fellow man, and you're in the one location that you could actually get it. Because that wouldn't happen most places.
Oh, no.
Most people don't know how to. First off, most people don't know how to do that. Most people don't know CPR. Most people don't know how to care for anybody that is in any sort of situation. So you're already losing. And this guy knew. I mean, that's awesome.
Yep. And the guy that had a heart attack, so he felt kind of short of breath, like he didn't feel right. And so he went into the McDonald's because he was like, I don't feel right. I need to get help, and had a heart attack there. And I mean, that's one of those, God was at work and made him go into that place. And that other guy was there at that particular time who stepped up to it to do it. He just did it, went into action, didn't think about it, and did it for him. Like,
that's truly fucking awesome. And and like I said again, especially in today's society, because now people are fucking, now people have the other thing, because there's been cases where people save somebody and then they didn't save them all the way, and then they're getting a lawsuit. So or you're getting arrested,
or they did, but they broke a rib or something, and it's like, all right, now I'm gonna sue you because you broke my rib, and it's like, dude, I saved your life, man.
Yeah,
it's one of those. It's a good story. There's still people out there who give a shit about you.
Yeah,
and
that's truly fucking
it's
awesome.
Important.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. But guys, for the rest of you, if you could do us a favor, find us Spotify, Apple, iTunes, fucking Stitcher. Well, Stitcher's out, but what's that other one? All of them. We're on all of them, right? Aren't we? Yeah, we're on all of them now. We're on all of them, everywhere. Find us. We like to be on Spotify because Spotify is easy for us and Spotify is good for us. But we're also on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify at Savagely Loud Podcast. YouTube, Savagely Loud Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Savagely Loud Podcast. That's our page. And on that page are links to me, Savagely Loud, and Mikey's page, Woldy2. On both of those are on Instagram. And if you find us on Facebook, you can get us at Savagely Loud Podcast again soon. I'm sorry, we're so fucking busy. We're doing real shit in real life that we don't really have time to build another fucking social media page right now.
No fuck, though. No fucks given, man.
Yeah, zero fucks given. Yeah, fuck. Savagely Loud on Facebook. Clifford Moore III is also my other page on Facebook, and Mikey Wold can be found on Facebook. You can email us, savagelylloudpodcast@gmail.com. Anything you want to say, you want to talk some shit, you want to give us a great thumbs up kind of thing, you want to give us some fucking comments, some ideas, let us know what you're thinking, guys.
Whatever.
Yeah, and tell us how much Mikey sucks for wearing sweatpants in public, okay, guys? On that note, yeah, we're out. Later.